Right, I'm going to do a small little review sort of. I've had this for a few months now and I'm going to do a little bit of a review thing on this. Now, I'm going to say this from the start. If you're expecting a properly polished professional review, then you're watching the wrong one. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is and exactly what I've found. And I'm just going to talk and I'm just going to tell you it. How I found this compressor to be, this SGS 100 litre compressor. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of it and exactly the problems and the good things that I've found about it. So if you want someone that's just going to tell you a load of lies, go somewhere else. Right then, let's have a little talk about this SGS air compressor. Now, it hasn't been too bad. I can't honestly say it's been exactly as I expected it to be. For 100 litres, I thought it was going to be a bit quieter than it is. It's quite noisy when you turn it on. For a twin cylinder, or twin piston, or whatever you want to call it, I would expect it to be a lot quieter. And ones I've had and ones I've used in the past, Huskies, and just other brands, but more expensive though, that's the thing. We'll get onto the quality of it, the overall material and build quality of it in a minute, because that's good. But you do get what you pay for, and in comparison to a lot of the more expensive ones, this is obviously very cheap. I think it's 300 or so, but it depends what kit you get. You get a different kit. I got the one with the airline oiler included, but it does the job. But if you're going to be using it, see, SGS, they do a range of tools as well, and they market them and say that you can use them with this compressor very well. However, my finding isn't that. So I bought this kit. This works all right. You know, you can use this with it, no problem. You know, it seems to be alright. But when you come in to try and undo wheel nuts on a car, I couldn't get this to undo them. Right, I've got a Ryobi one. What have I done with it? It's over here. Right, put this back in here a minute. Now I've got this Ryobi battery impact gun. Does it say what it is on here? 3,000 Newton meters, right? If I do a wheel nut up with this and then put this compressor on maximum power, maximum airflow, and put this impact gun on it, it won't undo the nut. It won't undo it. So I don't really know what to say about that. I was truly expecting it to be a lot more powerful than what it is. They do a more powerful air impact gun. That is a lot more expensive. That may well be better. But I would have thought that since they market this one to go with this compressor and to be able to do up and undo wheel nuts sufficiently, I would have thought it would have been alright, but it ain't. So that's that. It's good if it's good if you want enough air to be blowing stuff around or cleaning stuff off. That's alright. You can put on plenty of hose, you can blow up plenty of tyres with it. That's all alright. I've got an air drill, an SGS drill, that seems to be working alright. There is a grinder, I've got the grinder, I couldn't find it to show you, but I've got a little grinder, SGS grinder as well, that they market and they say goes with this compressor. It was no good. The minute I had it all on full power, it was all up to the maximum pressure, 8 bar or whatever it is. It was all on, all turned up full. But as soon as you wanted to put a bit of pressure on it to try and cut some metal, it would stop. It would just stop. So I didn't find that very good at all. But I don't know whether that's the tool or if that's the compressor not delivering enough airflow or enough pressure or whatever you want to call it. What is it? What's CFM? 14 or something? I can't remember. But so my overall sort of thoughts on it, using it for what I wanted to use it for, falling over. For what I wanted to use it for, I'm happy, but I'm not happy, if that makes any sense. I was hoping it would be a lot quieter. I was hoping it would be a bit more powerful, you know. Yeah, and that's another thing actually. Another thing that I'd noticed with it is because the you might be able to adjust it. I don't know, but they definitely don't tell you how to adjust it. I know you can adjust them. I haven't looked into this one yet to see how to adjust this one, but because the pressure, the cut-off pressure, and the pressure where it restarts, where the pump starts, the motor, you know, the pump starts again to refill up the receiver, there's such a small gap. So it would get up to pressure, and you think, right, here you go, and you start working. Within about 30 seconds, it's back on again. And if you keep trying to work, say if you've got the drill on it and you're drilling a few holes, or you might have a sander in the air drill and you're sanding, that's always on. That's always pumping. And it gets so hot that the thermal thing cuts in and it stops, and you have to wait for it to cool down. So that's always on, plus it's very noisy. Like I said, the one that I'd used before, I can't remember the bloody make of it now, but anyway, it was a 100 litre compressor, twin cylinder or twin piston compressor, but the pistons must have been a bit bigger because it was so much quieter. It just sort of hummed. It didn't even hum, it just sort of chugged, you know, whereas these ones, you know. In fact, I'll show you. Is it plugged in? No, it's not plugged in. Let's plug it in. Right. This is the sound of it. Now I must admit, I really did think that it was going to be a lot quieter than that, being twin. It's one of the reasons I went for a twin piston one, because I wanted to be quiet. I had a single piston one before and they're always going to be noisy, little tiny little pistons, and I thought it was going to be quieter. But anyway, that's enough of all that. Let's get on to some of the good stuff, shall we? SGS has very good build quality, I find. I've got SGS seat, I've got the SGS crawler, I've got a few SGS toolboxes, and I went for one of their compressors because I thought the build quality would be good, and the build quality is very good. It's very good indeed. Everything is nice and solid, nothing is broken. I've got their air hose. This isn't an SGS thing, but it's an SGS hose as well. Very good quality. The tools are also very good quality. So you can't knock the quality of them. You know, for the money that you're paying, you're also getting good quality. You're getting good material quality and you're getting good build quality. It's just a shame about the pressure of it, I suppose. Well, it's not the pressure. I mean, if the motor was quieter, it wouldn't matter that it kept coming on all the time, because it would be quieter, it wouldn't matter, you know. So that's the main problem that I have with it. But other than that, I would say it's all right. If you're using it in your home and you're not doing much with it, you just want to, you know, undo a few nuts and bolts, or just drill a few holes with an air drill, or even just have it under here like I do. The reason I've left it under here as well, by the way, in case you're thinking, well, I can't bloody well see it. Well, the reason I've left it under here is to show you where I've got it, right? I've got it under the bench, and yeah, it fits under there nicely. The little one I had before, a little 50 litre one I had before, was alright, fitted under there, but it didn't have a lot of air. So the reason I went for this one, it goes under here lovely jubbly, so you can have it under your bench and just run out your air hoses wherever you want to run it, so it's quite convenient. But I would say that if you, like I said, if you're going to be using it for commercial, or even if you're going to be running a small business from home, if you want to put it in a business or in a warehouse, in a workshop or something, it ain't the one. You don't want to. You want to go for another brand with, well, they've got bigger pistons in the motor. That is the problem. The fact that this has small little pistons in the motor, that's why it's so noisy. If it had bigger pistons, it not only would it be able to put more airflow, and therefore it would be on for less time. It does take quite a long time to fill up. I personally think that motor's too small. The pump is too small for the compressor. It should be a bigger pump, and therefore it would fill up quicker. But there we go. Anyway, go for a different brand of that. But if you're just having it for your home and you just want to put an air gun on it, duck under a few nuts here and there, drill a few holes, sand a few things with a sander here and there and whatever, and have a blow gun on it to clean things off, blow air away or whatever, I'd say it's very good. You know, for the money you're paying, that'll be alright. If you're using it every single day, all day long, definitely not. You know, it's good for blowing up tyres and things like that. That's about all it's good for, really. But it's alright, like I say, for the money. For the money you're paying, you're getting a good item for the money that you're going to be paying for it. So, if you want something more quieter, you have to pay a bit more money for it. I did try to suggest it to SGS, but SGS, they seem to be a good company, but when you try and contact them, they don't seem to want to know at all. I tried to contact them, I tried to ask them, I wanted to ask questions, man. If I'm buying a product, I want to know, so I want to ask questions. I tried to ask, what's the reason why they put such a small pistons, you know, such a small pump on it? Why is it so loud? Why don't they make it quieter? No reply. I've sent a couple of emails, no replies. You know, so I tried ringing them up, and all you do is you get put to someone else who don't have a clue what you're talking about. So they say, and then they go, oh well, I'll pass you on to this person because this person's the one you want to be talking to. They know all this stuff. You go to them and they're like, hello, and you're like, well, I've been passed to you because you were meant to know this, and they don't have a clue. So very difficult to get hold of, very difficult to talk to SGS. But their product, let's get back to the product. Good product, good air compressor, very good. Just not good if you want to use it every single day. It's alright if you want it in your home. If it's a noise sensitive area, you got to be quiet and you can't have it all the time because you got neighbours or whatever, then no good, don't get it. But then what are you going to get? Not a lot probably. What else can you say, man? I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. You just, if you want to undo wheel nuts, do wheel nuts up, use this. Don't use the other one. That's about that.